Yes, mate. Relieved. I'd say relief is probably the overriding emotion, but always good to talk to you. What did you make of that game?
Well, first of all, Barnaby, I just want to say one thing. I kept dipping out whilst I was in the Scotland Yard and just checking what people are like. For you to have watched along all on your Todd, fair play to you, first of all. Fair
man,
play.
thanks.
That must have been a lonely but good experience. But well done. I know how hard it can be, but well done for that. Yeah, listen, like I said, this group of where the traffic ain't so mad. Yeah, the performance was better, wasn't it? Still questions that need to be answered, but that was a hell of a lot better than what we wanted to see.
It was, and it's just a shame, I think, that we didn't put kind of 3 or 4 past them in that first half, because it made the second half what I would describe as a very classic Tottenham watch.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you couldn't have written the script, could you? 23 seconds, 1-0 down to a quite outstanding goal, let's be fair.
It was.
And then, thankfully, we started putting on the pressure. We just couldn't make it count. And do you know what? One thing I will say, the 3 goal scorers, I think we could all have chosen 3 goal scorers that need goals for confidence or to get their first goal in a Spurs shirt. I don't think you would have picked I don't think many people would have picked a different 3. So Solanke getting his goal. But yeah, like you said, Barnaby, the problem we create and create and create, and we just don't put it away, whether it be a shot on goal, chances. Sonny had a couple where he just doesn't want to shoot at the moment. But thankfully, none of it matters. 3 points are 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely right. Completely agree with you about the goal scorers. Where are you at, Brian, in terms of Brennan Johnson, who's, of course, had a very, very difficult week indeed? I personally think, it's pretty obvious to me what Brennan Johnson is really, really brilliant at. And we need to just basically be getting him in positions where he can do that, which is like running at full pace, direct, getting a yard on the defender and whipping the ball across without really thinking about it, or getting a shot away without really thinking about it. But it's when we put him in positions where he's expected to open up a locked defence, that's not really his game. And as a result, it feels to me sometimes like we are a possession side who like to win the ball up high, but who have players who are more suited to a counter-attack game. Do you feel different to that?
So I have been on WeAreTottenhamTV, my channel and other channels ever since we signed him, saying I still think there's a player there. And I never, ever rule a player out until they've had a pre-season with the manager. He didn't start this season off particularly well. I think everyone can admit that. But the Coventry goal, the way he held his run to stay on side from the beginning of it, then once he got through and finished it, you've got to remember the immense pressure he would have been on to not only to score to win the game, but he's probably got a doubt in his mind going, oh my God, if I miss this, I'm going to get crucified. I mean, I can't imagine what he was going through, but he had a couple of opportunities today, and I could hear her in the crowd. It was, oh, why didn't you pass or cross? What are you doing? But what a finish. What a finish from him. And like you said, where he did brilliant at Forest was runs like the Coventry goal, where he had space to run into, and then he finished it. I mean, hopefully now that's 2 in 2. Listen, I don't mind people criticising players for having a poor performance, the manager, the owners, like that, whatever it may be. But people have gone so far over the top when it comes to Brennan and the hate and the vile stuff that has been sent his way. But I guarantee the ones that are doing that won't say, do you know what? 2 goals in 2 games. Well done. 2 very good finishes. Yeah. 2 very good finishes. And listen, they weren't in the same area, but they're the same side of the pitch, weren't they? He was tight angle, move out his feet, bang into the bottom corner. I also want to say, in that second half, when he crossed it, kind of cross-shot it, that pass from Son was hit well under, was not the right, the way it passed. That's the word. Yeah. And then when he crossed that ball in or shot it, Solanke was coming at the back post, and if he slid, who would have known? So it was a good performance. Listen, Brennan could have done better in certain aspects, but he's there to create and score goals. He's now scored 2 in 2.
No, I'm pleased for him as well.
And Brian, hopefully this is oh mate, I'm delighted for Brennan.
Yeah. I just want to ask, just because we got a super chat in here that says, It's only a red if he stops an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, by which I assume Paul Winnick, thank you for the super chat, he's talking about Vicario and his slight moment of madness where he came out for the cross and then handballed it outside the box. I don't know if you got any idea where you were watching from, why that wasn't given as a foul and potentially at least a yellow card. What happened there?
I've got it. Well, first of all, that was his second moment of madness in that game, wasn't it? He tried to do a Hugo Lloris versus Southampton in the first half. It was like, what are you doing?
I know.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I was watching it, but then had to run off to the bathroom, and then came back, and it was still going on. I don't know how he's got away with it. Seen it on the replay. I agree with the person that put the super chat and it weren't a red, but how it weren't even a yellow or a foul, I do not know. And this is the thing, I kind of get confused. VAR is meant to be in there for obvious errors.
I agree.
And that is an obvious error, but they can't get involved because the referee didn't. It's nonsense. Surely that's exactly what VAR is there for. I mean, it saved us. But VAR should surely be able to intervene on that.
It doesn't make any sense at all that it can't. It's exactly what you're talking about. It was brought in for the obvious error. The one I remember, which from years ago, was when Arsenal were playing, and the ref sent off the wrong guy. And it's kind of like, you know,
that was Gibbs, wasn't it? Gibbs instead of Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you're bringing in VAR exactly for that. I actually don't want VAR for the rest of it, but in something like that where the goalkeeper has handballed it clearly in a panic a yard outside his box, you know, Thomas Frank will surely, in the post-match, be going absolutely nuts, won't he? He has every right to, as far as I'm concerned. And then on the flip of that, Brian, I would also say we've deserved a bit of luck this season, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got. I still think until, I mean, the VAR thing, like you said, Barnaby, like we said, if something is brought in there for clear and obvious, just because the referee didn't see it doesn't mean it ain't clear and obvious. It just means he didn't see it. It was a clear and obvious error. Do something about it. Although it saved us, so that's fine. But if the shoe was on the other foot for us, we would be going absolutely nuts, like absolutely bananas. And then, we went up and listened until that third goal. And I've just got to say, because I've been critical of Bissouma, that sliding tackle to set that move off was absolutely
I thought it was a doggy.
magnificent.
Was it actually Bissouma?
I think it was Bissouma.
Oh, I tell you what, in my post-match, I said it was Udogie, so either way, one of us looks bad.
I'm pretty goddamn sure it was Bissouma. I'm sure he said number 8.
Yeah. Whoever it was an unbelievably important recovery tackle, took everything out, and then Romero played a beautiful slide rule ball.
Yep, and then Son's little bit of vision to find Maddison. It was the one that Maddison has needed a goal. He got better as the game got on.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it's 3 points. I said, pardon me, I put a tweet out as well this before the game. I said, today isn't about being entertained or the style of play. It's about getting 3 points. That's all today was about with everything that's been going around. We got 3 points. Johnson's scoring. Solanke's off the sheet. Madison's off the sheet. Now we've got Qarabağ. United away is a hard game, but at least we can put the woeful performance of Coventry away. And take some confidence from this and move on.
Absolutely right, Brian. And all the people in the comments saying that it was definitely Bissouma. So not only do I look like I don't know football, but I look like I'm racist as well. It's a terrible day all around for me. What a moment. What a time to be alive. But Brian, so what's your prediction? I want to skip the Qarabağ game for now. What about Old Trafford next week?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go for a draw. And the only reason I'm going for a draw is we don't... I think it was a draw last season at Old Trafford, wasn't it? It was a 2-2. Was it 2-2 or was that the season before? I can't remember. But we need to put in a performance there, and it seems to be one of those grounds where we do struggle. If someone gave me a way out, I'd bite your hand off for it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Although I'm really hoping that somehow the moment where where we click, and I think that's what we're waiting for, is kind of at Old Trafford, and it can be similar to that night when Lucas Moura scored a hat-trick there and we absolutely dominated them.
You are having a bad one, mate, because Moura scored 2, Kane scored 1.
That's
but you were close.
That's exactly what I said when Moura scored 2 and Kane scored 1. Exactly what I said, Brian. Mate, have a brilliant weekend. I hope you can enjoy it, and speak to you, if not after Qarabağ, then certainly Man United.
No worries. And once again, Barnaby, well done for doing it on your top, mate. Well done.
Top man. Have a great rest of your day, mate.
See you later.
That.
Bye-bye.
See you, mate.